Hello everyone, this is another beautiful day, another shining day to discuss about the word of the Lord. A blessed day. It's very nice here. The breeze is so cool and it's good to discuss about the word of the Lord. And the last video that we discussed is about the chapter 12, and today is gonna be chapter 13. And chapter 13 is about Abram and Lot, the separation of the two, the uncle and the nephew. From the previous video, we talked about the calling of Abraham and how his journey from the land of Chaldeans going to the land of Canaan, and we can see that God is with him in all of his journey, although he stumbled, or I can see he stumbled for lying and having his own plan, but God rescued for every situation that he went through. And I can see that even in our lives we also experience that kind of situation, but God is so good that he will also rescue us for situation that we need help. And yeah, so today I just want to read to you the chapter 13, and let's dive in. This is Abram and Lot separate. Chapter 13. So Abram went up from Egypt to the Negev with his wife and everything he had, and Lot went with him. Abram had become very wealthy in livestock and in silver and gold. From the Negev he went from place to place until he came to Bethel, to the place between Bethel and Ai, where his tent had been earlier, and where he had first built an altar. There Abram called on the name of the Lord. Now Lot, who was moving about with Abraham, also had flocks and herds and tents between the land could not support them while they stayed together. For their positions were so great, and they were not able to stay together. And quarreling arose between Abram's herdsmen and the herdsmen of Lot. The Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abraham said to Lot, "Let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your herdsmen and mine, for we are brothers. Is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left." Lot looked up and saw that the whole plain of the Jordan was well watered, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt towards Zoar. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose for himself the whole plain of the Jordan and set out toward the east. The two men parted company. Abram lived in the land of Canaan, while Lot lived among the cities of the plain and pitched his tent near Sodom. Now the men of Sodom were wicked and were sinning greatly against the Lord. The Lord said to Abram, after Lot had parted from him, "Lift up your eyes from where you are and look north and south, east and west. All the land that you see, I will give you, or I will give to you and your offspring forever. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if anyone could count the dust, then your offspring could be counted. Go walk through the land and breathe of the land, for I am giving it to you." So Abraham moved his tent and went to live near the great trees of Mamre at Hebron, where he built an altar to the Lord. So it's a good story about Lot and Abram, that they separate because the Lord blessed them with a lot of possession, a lot of animals, the cattle, and any other things that they have. And they don't Abram is a good father to Lot, even though he is the uncle. He don't want quarreling between their herdsmen, and also between them, because it's not good. He just wants to be peace because they are family, they're brothers, they're, so. And he even let Lot to choose where he wants to go. And of course, Lot see the beautiful land of the plain area, so he went there because he knows that there's a good place for him. But Abraham is so wise to choose wherever he is because he knows that God is with him. But the sad thing, Lot went to the place where the people are wicked. And as we go through the story about that, and I'm not going to jump all the story, but I will just give you a little bit hint that that land will destroy later because the people who lives there are very wicked. Now, Abraham, as we remember that his wife is childless and he's a barren woman. But if you can see the promise of God that if you see to the east, west, south, north, God says that if you see the dust, the sand of, that everything that you can imagine is like his offspring. And he also promised that everything that he can see is the land for his offspring. That's a bit really, as a human, it's really hard to comprehend that your wife is barren and how can he have that offspring if you will not have a child. But Abraham believed God. He have faith that whatever the Lord is telling him, he knows that it's gonna happen. And he even offered to the Lord. And as we remember from chapter 12, that he built an altar for the Lord, and he called that place and called the name of the Lord. So we can see that he's really faithful. And if we fast forward, we know that Abraham is the father of faith. And if you have faith, you are the son, or you're the children, part of the children of Abraham. And yeah, so it's a good story. And the thing is, it's only that they have to be parted because of for having a peace for the two company. And yeah, so we will continue for the 14th for the next video, but for today this is the chapter 13, the separation of the two, and there's more story about Abraham and Lot in the next chapters. And I thank you for your time today, and I thank you for your thank you for watching this video. And I hope that you will continue to read your Bible, because it's very important not to just to listen to someone, but also for you to dig in, to know the story, and also to think about it, to meditate what really the Lord is talking. If God can speak to Abraham, God also can speak to us, can speak to you personally, because he wants a relationship with us. And we are, Abraham is a human, we are human, we are just the same. Although in that time, Abraham is the one who called and chosen in his generation. So yeah, so have a good day and be blessed.